Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Brilliant Marketing Radio Show. No, not radio show, live stream, podcast, all the things. The Brilliant Marketing with Mary show. I'm Mary, or Mobile Mary, and I'm super excited for you to join in on this show today because I have a dear friend of mine as a guest, and she is absolutely brilliant. And we only interview brilliant people on this show. And she's going to be talking about tuning your vibration station, like a radio station, to the frequency of your goals. It sounds wild, and it is an amazing, powerful practice. And Stephanie Kathan is the ultimate queen in helping people really find what resonates with them and helps them tune into that so they fully live their purpose and their passion. She's written a book. She's in fact, I'm hoping to be able to load this book up picture for you. If not, it'll be in the show cover. But she is talented. She is amazing, and I'm super excited to share her with you. A few housekeeping tips before we go. So I don't know if you have seen, but I definitely would love for you to join my community of marketing innovators. I have a free Facebook page. It's called Marketing Innovators Playground. I call it it's the playground, because I truly believe that when you produce marketing that is creative and fun, you magnetize the people that want to work with you. So it's just a place to gather and get ideas, and I teach on software and tips and all kinds of fun stuff. So if you would like to be a part of that, just click on the link that's going to be in the show notes, or go to Marketing Innovators Playground on Facebook, and you can find it. It's absolutely free. The other thing I wanted to share with you is that my book is coming out. And by the time you listen to this, I'm sure it's been out already. But you can learn more about it at hellogod.today. I actually put a little ticker here so you can kind of see that. It is a faith-based journal, and it's called Hello God, It's Me, Martha, a 31-day transformation, no, a 30-day journey from overwhelmed to overjoyed. And it's a play on, of course, the famous book, but it's about the story of Mary and Martha and how we are designed to be Marys, and I am named Mary, but it turns out that most of us type A, overcommitted, tired women are actually Marthas. We're getting all the things done, doing all the work, while Mary is just sitting at the feet of Jesus, soaking it all up and living the way he wants us all to live, in love and joy and rest. And so that's been a big challenge for me. So I put it all together in this journal, and there's doodles to color while you meditate on the verses and the insights. It's just so exciting. I just am absolutely thrilled to be putting this book out into the world. Again, it's more of a journal, but it's easier to say book. Anyway, so if you want to get on the waiting list, or if you want to buy it, go to hellogod.today, and it'll be on Amazon. It'll be all over, but at least that'll be a place to find it on everything. So, all right. So enough said about that. I am so excited to bring Stephanie on today because her topic is absolutely phenomenal. Let me just read her short bio, because this doesn't do her justice, but it does tune in a little bit to what she's about. Stephanie Kathan is an energetic reset specialist, internationally known as a vibe tuner in the personal growth space. She's the host of MindGrowRadio storyteller series. She's also a mother, a grandmother, and she shares her free time as an innkeeper at the historic Vermont Inn. And I cannot wait to go visit it. So without further ado, let me bring up the beautiful, the gorgeous, the talented Stephanie Kathan. There she is. Yay!
How are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much for taking time out. I know you're a busy girl.
Thank you for having me. I love spending time with you.
Aw, love it. Mutual Admiration Society. Love it. All right. Well, let's get right into it, because people are busy and they want to learn more about what you do. So let's step into this. Your brilliant marketing tip, because we always talk about brilliance on this show, is your three-step strategy to release fear, shift your perspective, and release resistance. Can you please expound on that for our listeners?
Sure. As an entrepreneur, our main deal is sales, right? But we're often so terrified to make offers. We're terrified to put ourselves out there.
Which
We
is
have
weird,
that
but it's so true.
frequency of not enoughness going on. We're
Yeah.
not good enough or smart enough or whatever enough. And fear will just paralyze you. You not only won't make offers, but you won't believe that you're good enough to deliver on the offers that you're making.
Right.
So the 3-step system I have is a really easy thing to remember.
Okay.
And everything, the most important thing to remember about yourself is you are a living, breathing, broadcasting receiver. You broadcast and you receive. You are dual powered.
Okay.
And that's happening all the time. And
Right.
so you're receiving what matches what you're broadcasting.
So
So if
when
you're,
you're saying so this is the way we were designed by God, right? Our
yeah,
creator created a way to be able to send and receive messages to us because we are just a ball of energy, right? So that's what you're saying is like you're tuning into what God is trying to tell you about what you're doing and how you're doing it, things like that.
yes, I'm
Okay.
we are designed this way. I mean, it's standard operating equipment that we get, but nobody tells you that. They spend like 5 minutes in school saying you have these 5 senses and they are all vibration and that's all. And science class is over.
Oh,
Bell rings.
are you talking about sight, sound, taste, smell, feeling?
Yeah, they're all vibrations.
Oh, I never thought of it
Your
that
sight
way.
is vibration. Your touch is vibration. But see, they only teach you about that for like 5 minutes.
I've never heard it in that way.
Your
That's
taste
amazing.
buds are vibration.
Wow.
Everything is vibration.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
So
Okay.
you are always broadcasting a signal with the stories that you tell, with the beliefs that you hold, with the actions that you take.
Oh, okay. I like that. So really, so like, and I've heard that before, like a sales trainer would tell you, like if you are showing up desperate for a sale, that the person you're trying to sell to senses that and they're going to be repelled by
They
that.
are going to
Is that what you're
run.
talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because fear repels money. Because money is energy too. And when you are in that vibration station, when you're broadcasting a playlist of I'm not good enough, I don't know if I can do this, not enoughness is starting to show up everywhere in your life. That's when things start to break down. You don't have enough time. Suddenly there's not enough money. Suddenly there's not enough respect. There's not enough ease. There's not enough of everything because as you're broadcasting that frequency, the universe responds to places, circumstances, and events, people that match that same frequency. But you learn about it
Interesting.
in school, like with a saying, birds of a feather flock together. Nobody tells you what that freaking means. You kind of have to figure it out for yourself. But it's resonating. Resonate. People who resonate hang out together. The complainers hang out together. The brilliant minds create together.
That is so interesting. You're right. And I never thought of it the way you're saying it. That is so cool. Okay, if you're just tuning in, this is Stephanie Kathan. Her website is energyworkswithme.com. And that's what she helps people do is tune into the energy that they have and help it work with them so they're more prosperous on every level, which is amazing. Okay, so you just kind of breeze through your marketing share. Um, that fear repels money. The good news, it doesn't have to. Can you expand on that?
Yes,
Okay.
you can look at fear. I'm about to shift your perspective on fear.
Okay.
We have this amazing set of indicators, just like your vehicle. When you leave your keys in, when you leave your lights on, you hear ding, 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 or there's some kind of indicator. When you need
Right.
oil, a light comes on, whatever. You have all these indicators.
Right.
You have them with your emotions too. And when you start broadcasting fear, it feels like crap. You know it. And
Interesting.
that is one of your indicators saying, okay, you better pull over and do some maintenance on this, or you're going to be broken down on the side of the road. And the
Love
easiest
that.
way to really get through that is my 3-step system always is to own it, love it, and let it go. So you own where you're at. Man, I am broken down on the side of the road. That's where I'm at right this second.
Okay.
And then love it. Love your indicators for showing you where you're at vibrationally. Love your indicators for always communicating with you to let you know when you're out of sync with the fullest version of who you are.
Right.
And when you're talking fear, when you're feeling fearful, you are totally out of sync. And it's why it feels so bad.
Right.
But if you can look at that fear as a friend, as somebody who says, I know you think this feels awful right now, but it only feels awful because that's my only way of it getting your attention.
Okay. So you said own it, love it. What was the third one?
Let it go.
Let it go. I'm
Okay.
putting it on the screen so everybody can remember this. I love it. And that's kind of like what my book is all about, is letting it go, letting go, letting God, right? I've got this cool little thing on my desk to remind me, let go, let God, because we can't control. I mean, I'm a control freak 100%. So it is really hard for me to let go and let God do his thing. I keep taking it back saying, no, you're busy. I'll take and worry about this for you.
I'll handle this. I'll drive the
Right.
bus.
I'm such a giver. Let me do that for you. But God's like, hello, I am in control. Yeah. So I absolutely love that. Okay, so tell me, okay, go a little deeper on this. Own it, love it, and let it go. So you're
So
saying
when
these
say
these feelings are indicators like a car. So you're driving in a
yes,
car. Okay.
say that you let your car run out of oil and you're now broken down on the side of the road, or you run out of gas even.
Right.
Okay, you have your indicator comes on, your gas light, you don't pay
Right.
attention, or your check engine light, maybe you put a business card over it like I used to do and just keep driving. But sooner or later, you're on the side of the road, right?
Right.
And then so you have to own where you are. You have to own, okay, I'm on the freaking side of the road right now. Because once you do that, you give yourself the power to move.
So give me an example when it comes to like a human emotion. Like if you're
I'm
not
fearful right now. I'm thinking I don't know that I've got what it takes. Or I'm feeling not enough in so many areas of my life. Or I'm feeling insert the word.
right,
Whatever it is, just own it. Not so that you can stay there, but so that you can move from it. Because until you recognize where you're at, if you're lost somewhere, you're on a road trip, you pull out a map, the first thing you do is you figure out where you are.
right, right.
Then you can move forward. But first you have to figure out where you are. Okay,
Sure.
I'm here.
Right.
And then you can move forward. So, and once you move forward, the important next step is to move forward with appreciation, to appreciate your indicators because your energy is always working with you. But
Right.
most of the time, when we think of fear, we think of fear as a bad thing.
But it's really a gift, letting you
It's and
know. Right. So if that, so
no
if that,
bigger.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
It's no bigger than your gas light. It's no bigger than your oil light.
Right. And that's only this big.
It's just an indicator, a tool
So
to
when you're
assist you.
feeling, so when you're feeling like, oh my God, and this comes up for me, even though I've been in business, people think that I'm so brave and so many things. But I went to a big conference last year and I literally had imposter syndrome. Like I literally was like, but I didn't recognize it. I was just thinking, I don't think I fit in here. I think I'm gonna go back to my room and do something. Like I just like escaped. And a friend of mine called me and was like, what are you doing? Get out there, go back. You spent a lot of money to be there. Get in there. I'm like, but they're super fancy. I'm not. So I obviously recognize it. So then you're saying that you realize it's just a small thing. It's just a little indicator light. And then you have to love it, like meaning like I have to own the fact that yes, I'm going through that. I'm not enough.
Love that you have these indicators. Love
Oh,
that you have these amazing indicators within you already that let you know. Just like you are so thankful when your gas light goes on before you pass the exit. Wow, I'm so glad that indicator came on. Now I can stop and get gas before I miss the exit.
got
Like
it.
they're helping you,
So
right?
you're
When your oil light
thanking
comes
you're
on.
thanking that little trigger that has come up in you instead of like numbing it or getting away from it. You're appreciating it. Okay. And then
Well,
how do you
yeah,
let it go?
appreciating the amazing inner GPS that you have, and
Right.
the dashboard full of indicators that at any moment of any day will let you know where you are at vibrationally. You can always tell by what your indicators are like. Your indicators of joy are letting you know that you are aligned with lots of good things.
Right.
You're in when your indicators of fear, that means that you're saying something about yourself or another, but mostly about yourself. You're
Right.
looking through a not enough lens.
It's like your intuition. Another way to look at it, right? It's your intuition coming up, which is a trigger that I would say that God is sending me, like you said, a warning light. Hey, this is a feeling that you don't need to own. So that's when you let it
Right.
go?
Would you own your oil light?
No, no.
It's no bigger than that.
Okay.
And that's what I take people through when we do energetic resets. I
Right.
lead them through the whole thing because it's a different way of thinking than most people have ever come across. But it is so freeing when you realize that you have these energetic indicators that are always talking to you and you learn how to communicate with them, because your energy is always working with you and it will always let you know where you're at any minute of the day.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. So we kind of like went through them quickly, but let me just ask this last question. So is there a tip on how to let it go? Once you've owned
Yes.
it, loved it, how do you let it go?
When you get lost and you find yourself and you find the route and you go, how long do you beat yourself up for getting lost? It's a moment in time. Do you just have to trust that, okay, I've pulled over, I've done the maintenance, and now, when your oil light comes on and you go to the garage and you get oil so that
Right.
you can continue your road trip,
Right.
are you going to beat yourself up because you had to get oil?
No.
Like, no. But why do we do this to our human selves when we operate in the same way?
Right.
And so you can let it go by realizing that it's not such a big, hairy thing as what you have been conditioned to believe. And that your energy is always working to help you rather than to hinder you. And if shit is hitting the fan in the moment, you can rest easy. You do not have to get freaked out. You can say, okay, my indicators are talking to me.
Right.
What are they saying? Maybe I should look at them instead of putting the business card over my check into light, and just be aware. So when you own it and then you appreciate your divine apparatus. I mean, I'm going to spend just a minute talking about this.
Okay.
Wayne Dyer, in his special and in his book Wishes Fulfilled, talks about our bodies and how we have gone through so many bodies. We went through the little infant body and the toddler body and the adolescent body and the teenage body and our 20s body that I really liked a lot, and the 30s body, and then the where I'm at and the hidden 60 body. But I wasn't there for any of those trade-ins. You weren't there for any of those trade-ins. We
Right.
didn't have to go to some human skin body lot and deal with some sleazy salesman. Our divine team of non-physical rock stars handled all that. We didn't have to do any of that. God handled that. Like, there's so much that he handles. So much. Some say God, whether you say creator or source or universe or whatever your word is, that higher power for you has given you so much more than what you may be currently aware of. And there's so much goodness in
Right.
not only the divine apparatus that you have, which we call our body,
Right.
but also the dashboard of indicators that come as standard operating equipment with that body,
Right.
that
And
you
he
have the
sees so
ability
much. I'm so sorry I cut you off. Say it again.
to master.
Yes. Well, then that's true. Like, and a lot of times we just see, what we look in the mirror, we look through the lens of our self-doubt and past trauma and things that people told us that was so not true that we believed. And God, I think, has, like you just said, so much more for us. He sees us through these perfect eyes because he is the master creator. He made us in his image. So we are creators. We are these masterpiece creations that he created in his image, right? It's like some people call it an image bearer. We're image bearers, and we bear the image of our God. And like, oh my gosh, like how beautiful is that? So if we could just see ourselves through the eyes of our Lord, like, dang, like we are stunning. And if we could just own that stunning, wow. And I'm not talking just beauty. I'm talking inner beauty. A very terrible movie. I should say for children. It's not a children's movie, but it has a good lessons. Have you ever seen Shallow Hal?
I have.
I had forgotten it wasn't appropriate for children. I told my husband, we should watch this. He's like, why don't you watch it first before? And I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah. Shallow Hal it's very shallow. Anyways, but the whole premise of the movie was that he only looked for outer beauty, but then when he was trapped in an elevator with Tony, um, what's his
Tony
name?
Robbins.
Tony Robbins. Yeah, I'm just sharing this for the listeners. He does some of his Tony Robbins voodoo, right? And he snaps his hand, and all of a sudden, the only thing that Jack Black can see is what's on the inside of people. So people who he would consider ugly were absolutely stunning, right? And so I can't remember the name of the actresses in it, but she literally was like so beautiful, a giving, loving, serving soul. And he saw that for the first time, and all the people he thought were beautiful on the outside were ugly. And so it's interesting, like if you can kind of see that, if you can look at people from the inside and see the value that they bring to your life, the blessing they are to you, and if you in turn want to be that blessing in other people's lives, right? It just kind of shifts your focus. It doesn't matter how many wrinkles we have or what we wear, or how our hair looks, even though your hair looks stunning today.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just been admiring it. It's like if we come from that place, like how can we make the world a better place? I think that tunes our vibration to. And again, am I correct in that? You're the expert on vibration stations.
It is correct. And I tell you, when I started this work, it wasn't because I wanted to make the world a better place. It was more of I need to make my life a better place.
Oh, okay.
And so I was coming off stint as a homeless waitress when I first learned about energy work. And I
Really?
had
I didn't
opened
even
up a little shop. If you go to my Facebook profile, you'll see a picture of me in a princess dress in front of my store in Vermont where I made soap and candles.
yeah.
And that I had no customers in the store. And so that was when the first like webcasts were starting to happen. It was like back in 2008.
Yeah.
And so while I had no customers, I would be back attending trainings and things with like Jack Canfield and Tony Robbins and all of those mind growing people learning. Bob Proctor was another one. I couldn't get enough of what he was saying about
Yeah.
energy and
Jim
vibration.
Rohn. Yeah, all those guys.
And I became a sponge because it was resonating so deep. So yes, all of the things that you said are true, but that isn't why I started doing what I do. It was more of a need to change my own life.
Right. It was
And
like
the
a survival
benefit of
mode.
that
You were
is
you
that
were yeah, you were saving yourself. I
I
love
definitely
that.
would say, and my children.
Yeah.
And through filling my own cup and like renewing myself, resourcing, so to speak,
Yes.
um, I was able to help other people.
Wow.
And so that's how I got started. When I had my store, I remember the first time I live in Vermont near a ski resort, and somebody who came into my store had gotten injured on the slopes.
Oh.
And so I'm like, can I try a little energy work on you? He's like, sure. So I did it. And he's like, he was like blown away. And it was the first time I had ever like hands-on done anything. And it was mind growing to me because I had the belief already I had been practicing, but I
Right.
didn't start that way. I had to tune myself to it. And everybody has the ability to tune their vibration station to the frequency of their goals. My goal was to get the hell out of that hellstorm that I had created for myself with my
Wow.
stories and move to a different mindset. And
Right.
now I get to help other people do that.
Thank you for sharing that. I knew that you had started it, but I didn't hear that story before. So thank you for sharing that. That's amazing. But it's true, like they say in an airplane, right? When if there's an emergency and the mask drops down, you put it on yourself first, then you can help other people. So the fact that you learned how to do it for yourself and shifted that mindset for you, then it gave you also more credibility and authenticity in what you're doing. So bravo to you. Okay,
Thank you.
I'm not able to pull up your adorable coloring book that you wrote called Vibration Station. Is it Mandala coloring book?
Mandala coloring book.
Mandala. Okay. I will put a link in the show notes so people can
Sure.
look at that. It looks absolutely fun. I love coloring books, by the way. But you also, and it's not ready yet, but you were talking just now. You kind of brought it up, so I thought I would. I bring it up that you are in the process of making custom small batch candles and soaps, and they will soon be available on your website. They're not available yet, and there will be a waiting list because you said you're just making them in small batches. So they're called Enchanted Crystal Candles and Soaps. Can you give us a little bit of history so maybe people want to clamor to get them when they're ready?
They are hand poured soy candles. They're all natural. We use all natural ingredients, 100% cotton wicks. They burn clean and they burn all the way down. And they're going to be enchanted with crystals and flowers and herbs. And I have four themes that I'm going with: intention, manifest, empower, and I forget what the other one is right this second.
That's okay.
Um,
Well, I hope you're going to sell them in the Vermont Inn that you work at.
well, we don't want people to burn candles in the inn because it's a
Oh,
historic inn, but I
true.
definitely will be selling my soaps there.
Okay, good.
And it's how I started. Like that, the soap making, I hadn't made a batch of soap since 2014.
Okay.
And I suddenly just felt the calling. And then I decided that I wanted to put these beautiful crystals inside the candles. You know how they have like the hidden gems inside some crystals?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in candles, well, these are like that, but they're all going to be on the top so that you can see them. But they're going to be beautiful
Ooh,
crystals and herbs and flowers and enchanted by me. So that means infused with lots and lots of really good energy
love
to
it.
help you tune toward your goals or whoever burns them. Like they're, if you go to my Etsy shop and order there when they're ready, they're going to be made to order.
Okay.
So
But there'll
really
be a
small
link.
batches.
But there'll be a link on your main website when you're
Yes, so
ready.
it'll
Okay.
all be added to my Energy Works with Me site.
Okay. Good. There'll be links there. So very important to go there. And so, and I'm assuming you can get your book there as well.
Yeah, you can go to Amazon for that. It's called Vibration Stations Mandala Energy Enhancing Coloring Book for Grown-ups. It's like 50 pages and it's got little enchantments on each page that tune your vibration station as you're coloring
Okay.
to empowerment and to confidence and like all the good high vibing feelings. And
Okay.
that's on each page, and there's 50 pages.
Okay. Very cool. Wow. You are talking about being a creator, girl. You're creating so many amazing things for people. That is awesome. All right. So I think we're coming to the end of our show here. Actually, we have less than 30 seconds. So again, this is the beautiful Stephanie Kathan, and you can find her again on Facebook at Mind Grow Radio is her business page. And again, you can find her online when you go to energyworkswithme.com, which is awesome. And Stephanie, is there any final remarks that you want to make?
Just if you are where I was and you're feeling that fear, just I want to ease your mind a little bit and let you know that it is not as scary as what you may think. And I challenge you to take a look at the story that you're telling right now, because you have the ability to change that story. And if you notice that you're telling the story of not enoughness in some way about yourself or another, then I encourage you to change that storyline, because you have the power to do that, and your words have energy. They hold energy, and they tune your vibration station with that energy. So you're more powerful than you think.
I love that. What a perfect way to end the show. You are more powerful than you think. So if you need help with this, that's what Stephanie does. So just go to energyworkswithme.com and you can get an appointment and she will share magic. And I have been through one of her assessments, or not assessment, what do you call it? Your
Energetic reset.
energetic reset, and it was absolutely magical. And it's super easy and super fun, and Stephanie is gloriously lovely, so it's very fun. So thank you, Stephanie, for being on my show today. Tune in again next week for for your for my next amazing guest. But thank you again for being on it, and we are out for today. Everybody, keep being brilliant in everything you do. Bye.
Bye.